All right, please make sure that you are muted. Today's class is the influencer class, and we'll talk about how to market and sell yourself to colleges, be an influencer to the colleges so that you increase your chances of admission and increase your chances of scholarships. We'll also talk about 17 tips to make the most of the college fair. And this is one of the Be Intentional program classes. So let's begin. So intentional. Intentional is an adjective, is a function word that depends on something else, another word. So we have to be intentional about things. We have to be intentional about our grades, be intentional about our test scores, be intentional about the involvement with the clubs, our college selection, our college applications. And yes, we have to be intentional when we go to the college fair. The power of influence. The power of influence is the power to have an effect on people or things. She used her positive attitude to positively influence the college recruiter's admission decision. He used his energetic attitude to positively influence the college recruiter's scholarship decision. So let's talk about how to be an influencer and how to market yourself to these colleges. First, make yourself into an easy to recruit candidate. We want to find out what the college values, what they want, and then, of course, do those things. To figure out which college on your list is the most difficult to get into that's on your list, that has the highest test scores, the highest requirements, then position yourself for admission to that college. And then by default, you'll have everything necessary to meet the parameters for each college that falls below that mark. If you need help creating a list of colleges, please do contact me. So make yourself into an easy to recruit candidate. And there's 5 things. And the first one is grades, your GPA. It's the unweighted GPA is what colleges are going to look at. So get the best unweighted GPA you can. Your job as a high school student is to graduate high school with the highest grades, highest GPA you can. The next thing that colleges are going to look at is class rank. And class rank is very important to the highly selective colleges, Harvard, Stanford, Duke, Princeton, those types of colleges. To increase your class rank, take the most AP honors or dual credit or IB classes that you can and get high grades in those classes. Some colleges value class rank. If your high school does not show ranking on your transcripts, don't worry. The college will run its own calculations from what they find from your transcript. The third thing that colleges are looking at is test scores. SAT, ACT, PSAT, even AP scores, IB, etc. The tests are not going to go away. For those of you that are class of 2026, 2027, 2028, and beyond, I believe that the college is going to revert back to the old model and require test scores. So for those of you who are juniors, sophomores, and freshmen or younger, it's to your benefit to take the SAT and ACT as many times as you can to get the highest score possible. The fourth thing that colleges are going to ask you about and want to know about are your activities in school and your activities outside of school. So some colleges value these activities that you're involved with and will give you some scholarships for those things. For example, if a college values marching band, the college may give a student a scholarship for being involved in marching band in college. So be strategic with these things. Be strategic about which activities and clubs you're involved with. If you need help choosing activities to make your resume pop out or so, schedule a meeting with me. I'll be happy to talk with you about some ideas. Also, be a leader in one or more of the activities that you do. Leader does not always mean an elected position, president or treasurer, etc. It could be that you just take charge and offer a positive influence. I was going with a men's group some while back, and I was talking with them, and I'm like, hey, we should start a men's soccer league. And then the next week we met again, and I said, hey, we should start a men's soccer league. And they're all like, yeah, that sounds fun. We should do that. And then the third week we met again, and someone else says, we should start a men's soccer league. And the fourth week rolled around, and I'm like, we should start a men's soccer league. How about we do that next week? So that's just taking charge. Leadership also means responsible. You are responsible for the things that you do. Seattle University will give a scholarship to a select few who are leaders in volunteer community service types and activities. So be a leader in one or more of the activities that you do. And the fifth thing to make yourself into a great college candidate is develop your passion. Having a passion about one or two things. You don't have to have a passion about 100 things. In fact, colleges would prefer that you're passionate about one or two things. You don't have to be class president to show leadership. Employment is also another way to show leadership, and passion and leadership are kind of interchangeable with that. Okay. Helping out little kids and being employed are two examples of leadership. So here's Laura's babysitter essay, and I'm going to read it to you. And I want you to notice a few things within this essay. Over the past 6 years that I've been babysitting, I've noticed one major complaint among parents of the children I watch. Their car seats are hard to install and use correctly, and are a nuisance in their everyday lives with their children. Many of these parents resort to installing and using their car seats improperly because they are complicated. They do not realize their tremendous importance. This is one major reason that car accidents are the #1 killer of children in the United States. I have been researching child passenger safety since middle school when I learned of this frightening statistic. Child passenger safety is my passion. The loss of a child is tragic and something no family should ever have to experience, especially as a result of something preventable like injuries from a car accident. In an effort to try and turn these numbers around, I plan to become a child passenger safety technician when I turn 18. I would be trained to install car seats and in turn teach parents to install their specific car seats and use them correctly. However, I would like to take my passion for child passenger safety one step further by becoming an engineer. I hope to one day help advance the field of child passenger safety. In working with the child seat companies, my main goal would be to create an extremely easy to use car seat that is safe, reliable, and hard to misuse. I hope that this could reverse the statistics of car accidents being the #1 killer of children in the United States. When I know that I have saved just one child from the death as a result of a car accident, I will feel my goal has been accomplished. Through public education, improved child passenger safety laws, and improved child seats, I believe a revolution can be made in keeping children safer in the car. I'd be thrilled to play a part in that revolution. Car accidents do not have to be the #1 killer of children in America. Here's what I like about this essay is it's written in her words. She doesn't use a lot of 4 or 5 syllable words because she doesn't use that. Now, if you typically use 4 and 5 syllable words in your everyday speech, then of course use that in your essay. But I want to point out a couple things that are highlighted on here. And the first one is, I have been researching. What that shows colleges is that this student has a desire to learn. And ultimately, what is a college? A college is a place of higher learning. The second thing I want to point out is I plan to become a child passenger safety technician when she turns 18. Well, her birthday was in November. And when Laura turned 18 in November, she went to the fire department and got car seat installer certified. She had submitted her applications to colleges in August and September and October. Then in November, when she became 18, she became car seat installer certified. She sent an email to each of the colleges that she had applied to. And that email stated, hey, now that I'm 18, I'm now car seat installer certified. So that kind of just ties this whole thing into a nice little knot. This further demonstrates interest and kept her name fresh on their mind. So develop your passion. Laura showcased her passion for safety, engineering, and children in her essay and in her high school resume. So to develop your passion, I've talked to a lot of students and they're like, I'm passionate about so many things, or I'm not passionate about anything. How do I develop a passion? And it's really boiled down to this simple statement: learn more about it. The more you learn about it, the more you appreciate it. The more you appreciate it, the greater your passion is going to be for that activity, for that thing, for that subject, whatever it is. So to develop your passion, start with your interests. What are you interested in? When you're not doing schoolwork and homework, what can we find you doing? What hobbies do you have and enjoy? What kinds of things do you research online and offline? So you can start with those things. If you have questions about developing, then please do reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you about that stuff. So as I stated, to develop your passion, learn more about it. When I was in college, several of my friends had motorcycles and I was interested. I picked up a magazine on the topic. I read books about it. Went to a couple motorcycle races. That was a lot of fun to watch that. And I would have browsed the internet, but that was before the internet. I just learned more about it. And eventually I bought a 1976 Honda 550, which you can see on the screen here. And that eventually led me to purchasing Honda CBR 600. And that passion, as that passion continued to develop, I ended up doing a little bit of motorcycle racing. And that motorcycle racing led me to another passion, and that passion is for car endurance racing. So one passion can lead you to another passion and can build on other passions. So as I stated, my passion for motorcycles eventually led me to my passion for building and racing a race car. So where will your passion take you? So we want to talk about the what, how, why, and when of all this stuff. And there's a book out there called The Official Book of Electronic Etiquette. And you can pick it up and read it, or you could just pay attention as we talk about this over the course of the next couple slides. So electronic etiquette is when you're communicating with a college, imagine that the person you are corresponding with is a stuffy old English professor. So use complete sentences, proper grammar, punctuation, spelling, all of that stuff matters. These things will have an influence on college admission and college scholarships. Don't use abbreviations, spell out the whole word. Some people may not understand your abbreviations. So to provide clarity, use complete sentences and spell out words. When you are communicating with a college, you may be communicating via email. Use a generic plain email address. Do not use a school-issued email address. And the reason why not to use a school-issued one is because As soon as you walk across stage and you get your high school diploma, your high school is going to turn off your school issued email account. And I can promise you and guarantee that in June, after you've graduated from high school, the college that you're going to be attending is going to send an important email. And that important email might be, hey, click on this link to fill out this form so we can match you with a roommate, or click on this link and sign up for orientation or something like that. Create a simple professional email address and check that email account regularly, preferably daily. Okay. And when you create an email account, also create a signature file. The signature file is added at the bottom of every email that you send, and it includes it should include your full legal name, your address, your phone number, and your email address. The reason why you want to have your full contact information there, full name, address, phone number, and email, is you want it to be as easy as possible for the college to get back in touch with you. So imagine an admissions recruiter working at a college that has tens of thousands of students corresponding, and a student replies back with a simple, yes, that sounds good, but there's no name on it or anything like that. We don't know who that person is other than the email address. So make it easy for the college recruiter to know who they're corresponding with by including your full name. Electronic etiquette also includes social sites, whether you use Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, or I guess not Twitter anymore, X, TikTok, etc. Keep your social sites clean language and clean photos, no hate speech. Students have been rejected based on the information that college recruiters find on social sites. So be intentional about your online presence. When you text someone, include your full name. Occasionally I'll get a text message with a request to meet or review something, and I don't know who it is. So include your full name. That'll make it easier for the text receiver to know who they are corresponding with. Some college recruiters use text as a means to communicate with potential college candidates. Sometimes a college admissions recruiter may text 100 or more students. When you send a text with your full name, it makes it easier for the recruiter to do his or her job. We want to make it as easy as possible for the recruiter to do their job. So if you include your full name when you're texting, you can increase the chances of admission and scholarships, because now they know who they're communicating with. And when you do reply back on a text, use a complete sentence, please. Again, that just makes it easy for the text reader to clarify. Instead of replying yes or no, I don't know what that is. Instead, you could say, yes, I would like to meet at Starbucks on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And again, put your full name at the end of that. So what, how, why, when, we talked about some of that stuff. There's two definitions that you need to understand. And the first definition is demonstrated interest. And demonstrated interest is one indicator used by colleges to determine how interested applicants are in enrolling in their college. Demonstrated interest can be assessed through various contacts with the admissions office, including requesting information, going on campus tours, and contact with admissions representatives via email, phone, or even text. I'm going to talk a lot about demonstrated interest as we progress through today's class and explain why demonstrated interest is very important for you to do and why demonstrated interest is important to every college. And here's why. Yield. This is the second term that you need to understand, and yield is the percentage of accepted students who actually enroll in the college. Every college tracks their yield numbers. It costs the college money in advertising to entice and ultimately enroll a student. Colleges want to control their costs by admitting students who are more likely to say yes if that student is admitted. And colleges will do this by tracking which students have demonstrated interest and which ones have demonstrated more interest and which students have not demonstrated interest at all. So a college yield rate is just a number, and it doesn't determine the quality of education you will receive. The best colleges for you are ones that you can give you the educational opportunities and experience you want, and schools that you feel comfortable with, colleges that you fit in. So sometimes students will look at the yield percentage and go, oh, this college has a low yield percentage, which may make it look as if it's not a very popular college. Don't look at those things for popularity, but instead look at it, is this a good fit for me? And to determine if it is a good fit, demonstrate interest. And as you demonstrate interest, you will learn more things about that college. So now you know why these things are important. The next step is to implement a plan. Colleges who value demonstrated interest and yield are going to track every student who comes in contact with their institution. So get on the college's radar by attending the college fair. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And by filling out the request for information form. You can go to the college's website, and in the search bar, you can type in request for information or request info. And the example that I have on the screen is ASU, and there's a link right there. You would click on that link, and it'll bring you to the next page. So do fill out the request for information form on each of the colleges that you are interested in, and especially do fill out the request for information form for each of the colleges that you have applied or will apply. This step will get you on the college's radar, and they will begin to track you. We want the college to track us. You may get an email. Once you fill out the request for information form, you may get an email that says, hey, my name's Steve. I'm your recruiter contact at this college. If you have any questions, please contact me. Now we know who that person is. Now we can cultivate rapport with that person. So here is an example of what the request for information form may look like. It's going to ask for your name, your address, your phone number. And when it asks for your phone number, it's going to ask, is it okay if we text you? And you want to say yes to that. And it may ask you other things such as what major do you want to study? For those of you who are currently juniors, sophomores, or freshmen, it's okay to say undeclared. But for seniors, we want to be strategic about what major we are considering applying as. Sometimes they ask about your grades and your GPA and all that stuff. Whatever information that they are asking about, do provide them with that. And then click the submit button. You'll get on their radar. And with that, you'll get emails from the college. Not only will you get emails from the college, you'll get emails from the college. You'll also get flyers and brochures and potentially invitations to different things that the college offers. So the purpose of the college fair is two things. One is to get information about the college, and the second is to meet the college representative or the college admissions recruiter. It will be the college admissions recruiter or the college representative, or it might be the college representative and a panel of people that make the decision. Do we admit you? Do we give you scholarships? Getting to know this person can help increase your chances of admission. So seniors, when you go to the college fair, let them know that you have applied or you will be applying to their college soon. For juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, go develop rapport with those people, get information, and learn more about those colleges. 17 tips on how to make the most of the college fair. Typically in Arizona, in Maricopa County, there are several college fairs that happen throughout the year. There may be some specific college fairs, such as the arts fair for arts types of colleges. There might be a STEMS college fair, religious college fairs, etc. There are two main college fairs, one in the fall and one in the spring. Whether you live in Arizona or a different state or even somewhere else on the planet, a quick internet search will tell you where the college fairs are located in your area. So if you're in Chicago, type in Chicago College Fair, and it'll tell you when the college fair is in and around that area. The one here in Arizona is September 15th, Sunday. So it starts at 11 a.m. and it'll go to about 3 p.m. Arrive early, arrive at 11 a.m. And the reason why to arrive early, right as it opens, is because this is the big college fair. They will be busing kids in from Flagstaff, from Tucson, from Yuma, and other parts of Arizona. And they're going to drop these kids off at around noon. So you can beat the rush by getting there at 11 when it opens. Plus, all of the recruiters will be fresh and ready to go. So tip number 1, register for the college fair. And after this class, I will send out an email and a text message with a link to register for the college fair. When you register online, the form is going to ask you for some personal information, such as your name, address, phone number, email, etc. When you complete the registration, it will create a barcode with all of your information encoded in that barcode. Keep this barcode on your phone so you can save it on your phone or print it out. As you go from booth to booth at the college fair, and there'll be somewhere between 150 to 200 colleges at the Phoenix College Fair. So as you go from booth to booth, the college representative will have a barcode reader to scan and capture and your contact information. So as you walk up, you'll hold up your barcode. Here's my barcode, and I'll scan it. And now they've captured your information. We want them to do that because that is another way to demonstrate interest. Demonstrated interest is extremely important. So by having this barcode, you won't have to fill out dozens of cards with your contact information. A quick little beep, and the college has captured that. So I'll send out a link to register for the college fair. Tip number 2, before the college fair, check the roster to see which colleges will be in attendance and which colleges you want to talk to. So I'll send out another link, either email or text or both, with a link to the roster for all the colleges that will be represented at the Phoenix College Fair coming up September 15th, 2024. So review that list, highlight or circle a couple colleges that you are interested in. That way, when you go to the fair, someone will be there with a map, and you can look at that map, bring a pen or a highlighter, and then circle the colleges that you want to go to. And it might say Arizona State University is booth number 800, and University of San Diego booth number 502. So you can circle those and make a beeline directly to those colleges and talk to those recruiters. Tip number 3, before the college fair, create a plan. Some college fairs will give you a map, and usually they give a map out at the Phoenix Fair. Check to see where the college booths are, then make a beeline to those college booths. Also, pick 2 or 3 colleges on that map that you haven't heard of and go talk to them. Who knows? It might be a perfect fit, and they might have amazing scholarships for you. Don't pick a college just because you've heard of that college. There are a lot of really great colleges out there that you may not have never heard of. Check out the colleges that you're interested in, then go look at 2 or 3 more colleges that you haven't heard of, depending on time, of course. Tip number 4, before you go to the college fair, be prepared with a list of questions. If you don't know what questions to ask, this email and text message I send out will have some questions. Pick a couple questions that are important to you, circle or highlight those questions, and then ask those questions. An important question to ask out-of-state colleges is this: how accessible is your campus to some form of major transportation, airport, bus, or train station? If you're going out of state, you want to know how easy it is to be able to get back home and get back to the campus and that. Tip number 5, forge your own path, and don't be afraid to split up from your friends and your parents. In fact, ditch your parents. Parents, it's okay for you to go to the college fair, but don't be the one that engages with the college representative, because the college wants to admit your student, not you, the parent. Tip number 6, bring a tote or a backpack or something that you can carry the material that you'll collect from the college fair. Before you bring a backpack or anything like that, you've got to check with a venue to see what they allow. Some venues only allow clear or see-through bags or see-through backpacks. Again, check with the venue. Brochures and similar marketing materials are common at college fairs. Pick up all and any and all printed material. Bring some kind of bag that you can stuff all that stuff in. Sometimes the college fair might have a bag or something that you can pick up from them and carry all that stuff. If not, be prepared anyway. Tip number 7, dress appropriately. Dress appropriately by dressing up a little bit. You will show the college that you are taking this seriously. When you wear what you are wearing helps to form the first impression that representatives will have of you. And you want to present an image that is professional and well put together. And when you talk to these representatives, remember to smile and make eye contact. And when you make eye contact, you're conveying that you are interested in them and you are interested in attending their college. Please do not wear any shirt or hat that has a college name or a college logo on it. Wearing a University of Oregon shirt while you are talking to the University of Kansas is not good. So dress appropriately. You don't have to wear a suit, and ladies, you don't have to wear a dress, but do dress up. Maybe wear a tie, maybe wear a button-down shirt for guys, and maybe a nice blouse or something like that for the girls. Let's talk about tips during the college fair. Tip number 8, get there early, right as it opens. Some college fairs are just a few hours, some may be all day. Getting there early, right as it opens, ensures that the representative that you meet will be fresh and ready to go, and you'll beat out some of the crowds. Tip number 9, at the college fair, introduce yourself and always try to ask the first question, not your parents. Remember, you ditched your parents? Say something like, "Hi, my name is J.D. Wyzolek. What can you tell me about the biology program?" Use your full name. Tip number 10, do not ask the representative to evaluate your chances of admission. Instead, ask, what are the 2 or 3 coolest things about your college? What is your college's favorite tradition? Does your college have any secret traditions? At my college, Biola University in Los Angeles, California, our mascot was the eagle. And we had a giant 300-pound cement shaped egg that was painted gold, and it said Biola Eagles on it. And I don't know how, but somehow what happens is the eagle egg, it goes missing every once in a while. And that's one of our secret traditions at Biola University. And I don't know how, but somehow that egg ended up in my dorm hall. I won't tell you how that happens. Tip number 11, stay engaged while you're interacting with a college representative. By staying engaged, and how you can stay engaged is by asking questions, having direct eye contact with them. Those things will help you stay engaged or make it appear that you are interested in them. And remember to smile and look them in the eyes. This shows that you are interested, and there may be a lot of noise and distraction at the college fair as the hustle and bustle goes along. But remember to smile and look them in the eye and ask questions. Tip number 12 is take notes. These notes will help you remember things. Plus, you could use these notes to help write your essay. Some colleges ask the essay question, why do you want to come to our college? These notes can help craft powerful responses. When I went to the college fair and I talked to the recruiter who said this, that's why I want to go to your college. If you take notes on your phone or some other electronic device, let the person know, the person that you're talking to, let them know that you are taking notes on your device and you're not just randomly texting someone else. By telling them that you are taking notes on your device, you're being polite and showing that you are staying engaged with that person. Remember tip number 11, stay engaged. So there's just kind of a common courtesy. Is it okay, have your phone there? Is it okay if I take some notes on my phone so I can remember it later? And they'll always say yes. Tip number 13, remember to get the college representative's contact information or their business card. If you have any questions after the college fair, you'll be able to reach back out to them because you have their contact information. Ask the college representative for a business card. Don't just reach out on the table and grab it. Introduce yourself first, ask some questions, stay engaged by having eye contact, and then say, oh, Ms. Doe, do you have a business card? Yes, I do. Here it is. Tip number 14. After the college fair, spend some time getting organized. Taking a moment to sort the brochures and business cards with the related notes are all important. You took notes, right? Okay. Create a folder or something like that you can keep all this information together. Tip number 15. After the college fair, you may have some additional questions, or perhaps you visited one college booth earlier in the day that prompted a question that you could have asked, and they visited another booth later in the day, and that later booth recruiter might have prompted another question that you could have asked earlier at the first booth that you talked to, but you didn't have the time to do that. You can follow up with that college representative and ask those additional questions. By following up and asking more questions, you are continuing to demonstrate interest. Demonstrated interest is extremely important. After the college fair, tip number 16, follow up with a thank you email. Because you picked up the college representative's business card or you got their contact information, you can follow up with a thank you. If you really want to stand out, send a thank you email. Or you can do handwritten thank you notes. That's fine too. You don't have to buy Hallmark cards. Please don't do that. Handwritten notes are fine. Typed out, if your penmanship is poor, is fine. Email is also fine. And when you email them or you write out a letter, make sure that you conclude with your full contact information, first and last name, phone number, email, address, all that stuff. So if you really want to stand out, send that thank you. Less than 1% of the students follow up with a thank you. This is one of the most important steps to make you stand out. And it's another way to demonstrate interest. Tip number 17, check your email regularly. Set a reminder on your phone or some other electronic device to remind you to check your email at least once a week, preferably daily or several times a week. Colleges communicate with students via email. Sometimes colleges will email students with important tips or events. Hey, we're having this virtual Zoom meeting next week. Click on this link to register for that. And if that student doesn't check their email for a month, they're going to miss those events. And by attending those events, that is another way to demonstrate interest. I can't emphasize enough how important demonstrating interest is. So check your email regularly so you don't miss these important events. So whenever you're communicating with a college representative, admissions staff, college professor, etc., proper grammar and punctuation is important. So here's our quick little recap. Always use complete sentences whenever you are communicating with anyone from a college. Whether that communication be text or that communication be email or even typed or handwritten letters. Conclude with your full contact information, first and last name, address, phone number, and email. When you correspond with a college representative, if you conclude with your full contact information, it will be easier for them to get back in touch with you because they have your contact information right there. Oh yeah, I remember I was talking with Johnny. He lives in the Scottsdale area, and I'm going to be out there next week. Oh, here's his number. Hey Johnny, I'm sending you a text right now. I'm going to be out there next week. Let's talk. When you text someone, include your full name. And I'm repeating myself. Occasionally I'll get text messages that says, hey, I'd like to meet. Oh, I don't know who that person is if they don't give me their full contact information. So when you're communicating with a college via text, you reply with a complete sentence. Yes, I would love to meet you next Thursday at 7 p.m. at Starbucks. Johnny Smith. Imagine how frustrating that could be for a college representative who has talked to thousands of students and texted hundreds of them. We want to make it easy for them. We want to make their job easy by giving them your full contact information. That thank you note is super important. Very few students actually send that thank you note. It's that extra personal touch, and this can also help you develop a relationship, develop rapport with the college admissions recruiter. It will be the college admissions recruiter, him or herself, or the college admissions recruiter and a panel of people that make the decision, do we admit you and do we give you scholarships? So the human psychology is if they know you and they like you, the probability of admission and scholarships goes up. So develop rapport with those people. Thank them for telling you about the biology program at their school and how excited you were to meet them at the college fair. So remember to send that thank you note, that thank you email. Super important. When a college recruiter comes to your high school and it is a college that you are interested in, meet that recruiter. Ask that recruiter some questions. Follow up with that recruiter. Get that recruiter's business card. Follow up with that all-important thank you. 3 important questions you can ask. What is your best scholarship and what do I need to do to earn it? Then, of course, do those things to earn those scholarships. Another great question is, what kind of student are you looking for? Then, of course, do those things. So when they tell you, we're looking for this type of student who's done these types of things, sometimes they're general, sometimes they're vague, sometimes they're very specific. Then, of course, do those things to become a desirable college candidate for that college. Another really great question is, I'm interested in your school. What's my next step? Then, of course, follow their lead and do as they direct. So if you're talking to a recruiter at the college fair, hey, I'm interested in your college. What's my next step? And they might say, oh, the next step is to go to our website and fill out the request for information form. Oh, I've already done that. What else? And they might tell you something else to do. And then, of course, do as directed. Recently, I found a Newsweek article that was titled, Ignoring Emails from Colleges Could Hurt Students' Chances at Being Accepted, Admissions Experts Say. If a student hasn't paused and clicked on an email, that may show a lack of demonstrated interest. So they may not take a chance on admitting that student, even if that student is fully qualified. So on that note, check your email on a regular basis. So when a college sends you an email, within the body of the email will be hyperlinks. Click on this link to watch this video. Click on this link to sign up for the Zoom meeting. Click on this link to do this. Click on this link to do that. Please click on those links. When you click on those links, because there's tracking code within those hyperlinks, they know that you specifically clicked on it. They also know that if you click on that link and it opens up a web page and that student clicks on the X to close the page, then they know that that student clicked on the link. They also know that that student spent 1 second on their website. So click on those links. It opens up web pages. Watch the videos. Read the information that's on there. Interact with the page if there's any type of interaction. All of those things are important and will demonstrate interest. Some colleges will tell you demonstrated interest is not important, especially the highly selective colleges, Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Duke, Princeton, etc. Regardless of whatever these colleges are saying, every college tracks their yield percentage, and colleges want to have high yield percentages. And how they track the yield percentage is through demonstrated interest. I was on a conference webinar with the admissions director for Yale. I think it was like last January. And the admissions director was talking about how awesome our school is. Yay, it's great. And he kept talking about different things. And then he said something very interesting that I caught, and I don't know if anyone else caught it. He said, not enough people reach out to the admissions department and ask questions. And I'm like, of course not. You're telling them not to. You're telling them don't demonstrate interest. So in reality, he wants you to demonstrate interest. Please demonstrate interest at every college. Read your emails, click on those links. Here's 5 quick ways to demonstrate interest. 1, fill out the request for information form on the college's website. Number 2, click on the hyperlinks that are embedded in the body of the emails that colleges send you. Number 3, go to the college fair, meet the college admissions recruiter, and then follow up with that thank you email. Attend virtual events, Zoom meetings, etc. Those are going to be emailed to you. Click on those links and sign up for those things. And then finally, number 5 is physically visit the college. Visit the college when school is in session so you can see the other college students and answer to yourself if you feel comfortable in that environment and that you feel that you can make new friends, new college friends. If the answer is yes, you feel comfortable, yes, I think I can make friends at this college, then keep it on your list. If the answer is no, then cross it off of your list. Here's a quick little story. Max did not check his email. He applied to the University of Miami in Florida, and he should have been easily admitted, but he was not. I was looking at University of Miami's data and comparing it with Max, and Max's GPA and test scores were much higher than the average admitted student at University of Miami. So I'm thinking, yeah, no problem, you should get in. Well, Max did not. The college did not know if Max would choose their college if they admitted him because Max did not demonstrate interest. Please check your email regularly and please demonstrate interest. Again, I cannot emphasize how important demonstrated interest is. And remember to tell your friends about AZ College Planning. I really appreciate that. Thanks. So go to the college fair, collect information, get contact information, get business cards, follow up with that thank you email with your full contact information, your signature file, and all that. If you do have any questions about this presentation or any other college questions, please do contact me. Okay.